Ok, señores, en esta oportunidad estamos con The Big Special que se presentan hoy y mañana junto a Placebo en su debut en Chile en el Movistar Arena. How are you guys?
Hey,
Right, thank you,
we are
Samuel.
good, mate. Very
Nice to
good.
meet you. Thanks for having us.
Having a wonderful day.
Yeah, that's the idea. Are you enjoying your staying here in Chile? It's your debut here.
We literally, yeah, we got here last night quite late, so we've only just woke up and seen it in the daylight for the first time. There's some nice mountains around Santiago in there, like some nice
Yeah,
scene. And
Beautiful scenery.
in classic rock and roll fashion, we're sitting next to the swimming pool. We're living the dream, mate.
rock stars, absolute rock stars.
We're not used to this, do you know what
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, you were invited to this tour with Placebo. How are you guys feeling about this? Well, having these shows in Brazil, now twice here in Chile. So, how are you feeling about it?
It's still not sunk in yet. It's crazy. We didn't find out too long before we came, and just a mad experience. We've never travelled this far, saw places, this different and stuff like that, and it's just an amazing opportunity.
Yeah,
Playing to amazing audiences and stuff like that. So good.
I keep thinking I'm going to wake up from a dream, to be honest, and have to get back to work. Like it's not, yeah, it's not, it's quite weird.
Yeah, but yeah. So
Great,
happy
though.
to be-
Great audiences, great place. Been loving it, loving it.
Yeah, well, and you guys, well, only a week ago you released Butcher's Bin, and you guys are releasing lots of singles
Mm,
during this like last year and this year. Um, are you guys releasing an album about this or only singles?
yeah. No, we've got an album coming out on the 10th of May called Post Industrial Hometown Blues,
Mm.
and we've been working on that for a few years. All these singles have come from that. We got the band together to make this album. It was in the lockdowns. We were writing this in the lockdowns, and this was the main point. Really, it's like a proper piece of work that I think represents us, and looking forward to that coming out, and then be like a proper band then with our album out.
Yeah. Uh, what are your influences to make this music? Because yeah, I've listened to your songs and it's like a lots of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm really wondering, what are your influences?
Well, man, before anything else, absolute music nerds here. We're just big fans of everything, and I think we've done a lot of different music over the years, and I think Big Special is like the culmination of all of our influences, really, that span all sorts of genres. We're not tied down to any sort of genre that we enjoy. Um, we love experimentation, we love improvisation, and a lot of all of our stuff comes from that, and just that messing around with all sorts of influences that we have, from like soul music to hip hop music, old blues music, rock and punk, and like traditional folk music as well. I think there's a slice of all of those in there. We struggle ourselves to give the genre a name. We don't know what to call it, but we think that's probably a good position to be in.
We can go any direction we want because we've done that. Once
Yeah.
now we know what like the core sound of the band is. We're not held down by genre. We can make anything we fancy.
Yeah.
But there's no saying this next album isn't going to be all samba infused and
Yeah.
Latin American after coming over here and having a sick times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was studying some things about you these few days, and I read something from Enemy, and they said, well, I have it written here. Big Special make vulnerable, soulful punk that needs to be heard. Do you guys consider that your music is that like soulful punk?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's as we say, it's like it's hard to sort of pin down what we are. We get lumped in with the punk crowd because we get a bit aggro and a bit shouty, I suppose.
Yeah.
And obviously, punk is more of a political energy.
Yeah, that's definitely the spirit of it.
It's definitely got that liberal aggro sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
Then we Joe was a blues singer for 15 years, longer than that.
Yeah, like
forever. So it's sort of impossible to get away from that folk blues influence.
yeah, country stuff and all that.
I grew up listening to hip hop, and I'm obsessed with like the streets, and we both love Sleaford Mods. So there's some things that have less soulfulness maybe in our influences, and some things that have more. But yeah, I think soulful punk is quite nice. I'll take
when
that.
it comes to like creating stuff, it's about letting all your influences in without picking one out and copying it. You don't want to copy your influences. You want to allow them to influence what you're doing. But I think the main thing is to develop your own voice, your own sound, and then let that be what it is.
Doing that thing for Jed.
Yeah. Well,
If you don't mind, sorry, if you don't mind, I've just got to do a quick video of this happening in the background.
Sure.
Keep going though. It's all right.
No worries. Yeah. Well, your lyrics talk about like personal lives and social concerns. So how no, what does an idea have to take to become a lyric for a song of Big Special?
I'm an avid note maker. I'm always making notes, and it's anything really. It's just whatever's happening, just said in a bit of a weird order, in a bit of a different way, and that get me going. I think, oh, that'll be a line, or just it's something you hear out in the open. Just anything you connect to, really. I like to make a lot of notes, and then I can sit with my notes and string them together. But there's no pattern really. A lot of the time, it just happens how it happens. Sometimes I can sit down and just and write the whole thing. But we just try to be honest. I feel like the lyrics are a very important part of this, and even in the old music I did and stuff like that, lyrics are very important to me. And just like to be honest, just like them to be an honest representation of our life and what we're doing, and to say it in my own personal way. I love poetry. I love poetics. I'm finding different interesting ways to say normal everyday things.
Yeah. And well, talking about this Butcher Spin, your last single, what inspired you to do that lyrics?
It's just life, man. Just trying to represent the life that's happening to me and the people around me, and the town where I'm from, and how that might relate to different people and different towns, and just that shared experience of like discontent and feeling underrepresented by media and government, and and again, I'll just say that in my own specific way, that's quite dark but also a bit funny in places, to take the edge off the darkness, really.
If we didn't have that tongue in cheekness, I think it'd be a very, 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 very hard album to listen to.
Yeah.
It'd be a very miserable album.
Let's have a laugh in there as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like where we're from, it's a very like we have a dark sense of humor,
That's cool.
because of our
Yeah.
history.
Well, you talked you recently mentioned government and everything. How would you describe like the politics of Big Special?
We're for the people, There's a lot of shit going on with the culture war, and there's a lot of rise in right wing politics and stuff. But we blame the power. We don't blame the people. We think the people are lied to and manipulated, and it's not fair, and that the government want us to fight against each other, especially the working classes, that is to stay divided and then be easily conquered. And that's what we're against. We believe in sticking up for the people no matter what, and trying to just push just push empathy, say that we need to have empathy for each other, and look at each other's situations, and know that it's the powers that be that make it bad, and that we live in an age of austerity, and that people suffering and discontent is by design, and that we need to stick up for that and say, no, fuck that. We're the people. We need to stick together. We need to look out for each other, And you know, I suppose, you know, we have no answers. You know, we don't know how to do that. We're just two little lads who've grown up, I think. You know, so we just make music to show how pissed off we are, and you know, we listen to music which we connect to as well, which inspires us to keep that fight going. You know, whatever that fight is, you know, just don't give in to the pressures. You know, it could be easier to just accept it and plod along, which I think is quite common in the area we're from. And you know, we just don't want to be that. You know, we want to. One of the hardest things to keep sometimes in these times is empathy for others. And you know, yeah, we want to hold fast to those feelings.
Yeah. And for you, both of you, what's the best part of making music?
It's
So the only thing we
Yeah.
do, isn't it? Anything we do.
yeah, I think there's a lot of, you know, especially if you're talking professionally, you know, there's not a lot of choice for people in, I was going to say in the modern world, but you know, throughout history as well, there's not a lot of choice. You if you're born in a certain class or but in an area, there's a path kind of already look out for you. And I think being able to get to a point where we make our own money, doing what we do and what we've built and created is almost political in and of itself, and just being able to be who we are and make our living doing that is the best part of it in a way, because we broke out of those barriers that, like, you know, you're supposed to just go to school, get whatever job's available, and then stick to that, pay your bills and die. And you know that people don't want working class lads to. It's how government don't want working class lads to make a living slagging them off. So, yeah. So
Also, from this perspective as well, you know, we're only a two-piece band, but we've been best mates, you know, decade and a half, 15 odd years. So
Wow.
being able to just tour around the world with my best mate, can't really go wrong with that, can you?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, just that we're doing it together. You know, it's you know, it's the dream come true. People chase this for the whole lives, like, you know, we have for our whole adult lives, and now we're doing it. You know, and even if all that professional side I was saying went away, it's still a beautiful thing just to be able to be creative and get something out of your head and make it, put it in the real world. You know,
because I think it's a big part. A lot of people can't do that. You know, a lot of people have all these pent up feelings and aggressions and that, and they can't really project it into something. So yeah, the art is the point of it more than anything. Being able to make something that matters to you and look at it and go, that represents what I was saying.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. You know, that's a victory in itself.
Yeah,
and then fucking hell, getting on stage in front of bare people and they all want to hear it. That's mental as well.
Well, guys, we're running out of time. It's just 15 minutes. So, well, I got lots of questions for you. So, well, thank you so much for your time. What can Chilean fans expect for these two shows here?
Expect the unexpected. Expect murder. Expect mystery, kung fu. Nah, just like two Midlanders making really loud noises and trying to make people laugh in between the songs. Trying not to cry. And yeah, you know,
you can expect a lot of sweat. That's one. That's always
sweaty buggers.
Yeah, a lot of sweat.
Yeah.
And,
and you guys will be playing in front of 15,000 tonight. So a sold out arena. So prepare yourselves. Chile is one of the most intense Latin American crowds. So yeah.
This is what everyone's been hyping us up for. That everyone's been like, "Oh, you wait till you get to Chile. They're gonna go mental." Are you coming down to the gig tonight?
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah.
Yo, come say hi after. We're going to be at the merch stand straight after the gig, so come and say hi, brother.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'll be there.
We'll get a what's it called? We'll get a piscola, right?
Yeah.
That's
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
We'll get lots of piscolas in.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.